Let's start our new topic on methods for methods for power flow analysis. Okay. So here the list of the methods which are used for power flow analysis are Gauss method, then Gauss-Seidel method, and Newton-Raphson method, then decouple load flow method, then fast decouple load flow method, and then again super fast decouple load flow method. So these are the number of methods which is used for power flow analysis. So for our syllabus, we are going to study about these two methods, Gauss-Seidel method and Newton-Raphson method. So let us start with a first method. Let us start with the first method is Gauss-Seidel method. Gauss-Seidel method. Or we can say GS method. So using this method, as we know from the static load flow equation, as we know the equation is non-linear algebraic equation. From static load flow equation, we can say that it is non-linear algebraic equation. So the solution of such type of equation can be obtained from iterative methods. And for iterative method, we know that the GS method is iterative method and which gives a better result in iterative methods. So we are using a GS method for power flow analysis. Next, here we are considering case A, where we assume that the PV buses are absent. That means PV buses are absent. That means we are only considering the PQ buses, or we can say load buses and slack bus for power flow analysis. So in GS method, we are considering the case 1, or we can say first case, where we are considering or we are assuming that our network is formatted as there are no PV buses are present. That means only PQ and slack buses are present in our network. So let us say for n number of buses are present in our network. So from that, the one bus is slack bus, or we can say reference bus, slack bus or reference bus. And total number of PQ buses, or we can say load buses, are in our network is n minus 1. Clear? So here we are consider using power flow method is we are considering GS method, and in GS method we are considering case 1 where we have assume that the PV buses are absent, or we can say we are considering only PQ and slack bus for power flow analysis. So total number of buses are present in our network is one slack bus, and total n minus 1 buses are PQ, or we can say load buses are there. Clear? So let's have the step by step formulation or step or procedure for GS method with considering the PV buses are absent into the network. So just write down computational steps, or we can say algorithmic step, computational procedure, or we can say steps for GS method with PV buses are absent. With the case of PV buses are absent. So the first basic step is formulation formulation of Y bus matrix, or we can say bus admittance matrix. So the first step, whatever the network is given to you, then from that you have to just formulate the Y bus matrix using singular method or non-singular method. Okay, using any of this method you have to just formulate the bus admittance matrix. This is our first step, as I have already told you during the formulation of Y bus matrix that this is the first step for power flow analysis. So yes, it is the first step for power flow analysis. Clear? Next, the second step is selection of slack bus. Selection of slack bus. Okay, so in our network, generally, in our example, or in any example, the slack bus is already provided to you. So you have to just select the slack bus, or we can say reference bus for power flow analysis as a step number 2. And if the slack bus is not provided, then you have to select by yourself. Now the question is how. So just recall the theory classification of buses, where we have discussed the importance of slack bus. So for the selection of slack bus, we have to select the highest number of generating unit generation unit highest number of generation unit is connected on any bus. That bus is selected as a slack bus. Okay, so how we will select? Based on the rating of generating station which is connected onto the bus with highest value, that bus is selected as slack bus for the power flow analysis, for calculation of power flow analysis. Clear? Second step, selection of slack bus. Now the third step is flat start voltage. Flat start voltage. In this step, in this step, we have to assume initial value of voltages at each bus. Initial values of voltages at each bus except slack bus, because at slack bus the voltage magnitude and power angle delta is specified. So we can write over here, suppose at ith bus, so V I0 is equal to 1 angle 0 degree. If the ith bus is slack bus, then the voltage at ith bus is equal to 1 angle 0, or you can write 1 plus j 0, 0.0. Clear? So this is the flat start voltage where we have to assume initial value of voltage is, you can assume any value of voltage near to 1 for each bus. Clear? Suppose we have consider n bus network is given, and from this network the ith bus is slack bus, then the voltage of ith bus is already given to us. Then for the rest of the bus, that means bus number 1, 2, 3 up to n, we have to assume which is nearly equal to 1 with angle 0. Clear? So this is how we start a flat voltage start. Clear? So in this step we just have to assume the initial value of voltages at each bus. We will discuss during the example why we need to assume the voltages value at each bus, because it's simple. Say, consider this case where the PQ buses are given as PV bus are absent. So PQ bus are given. So for first smooth start, you need to know the value of V and delta at PQ bus. So this is the reason we need to just assume the initial value of voltages at each bus except the slack bus. Clear? Next, the fourth one is set convergence criteria. Set convergence criteria. So which is equal to epsilon. We need to set the value of epsilon, which shows the convergence criteria. As we know, the GS method is iterative method. So where the iteration is stopped, where the iteration is stop, or which one is the last iteration, which one is the last iteration, it is decided by the step number 4 using this convergence criteria epsilon, and it is calculated from this equation delta vi k plus 1, which is equal to vi k plus 1 minus vi k less than epsilon. Based on this equation, we have to set our convergence criterion. But for our case, we need not to calculate this epsilon. Why? Because we have only considered for calculation our example 4 bus network, 5 bus network, or sometime it may be 3 bus network. So we will analyze the result easily, and we can stop our iterative method. But for the n bus system network, you need to set this convergence criteria. It shows where you need to stop your iterative process. Clear? Next, step number 5. Fifth step is iteration set iteration count. K is equal to 0. So the value of k is shows the iteration count. And here in our equation, generally it is considered as k is equal to 1. That means if we select k is equal to 0, this shows, yeah, sorry, yeah. In our example or in our theory, we are considering the equation of k as k plus 1. So if I will consider the value of k is equal to 0, it will give me, substitute the k is equal to 0 in this equation, so it is 1. So k is equal to 0 means first iteration. Clear? So suppose in any example, it is asked to calculate for the calculate the voltage value for 3 iterations. That means for that you have to calculate k is equal to 2th value, which gives you the third iteration. Clear? So this is how we have to set the iteration count. Okay. Now step number 6. Step number 6 is bus count. Set bus count. After setting the iteration count, next step is to set the bus count. Generally, yes, generally we have given I is equal to 1, where I is equal to bus number 1, which is given as to the slack bus. So after the slack bus, the rest of the buses number are calculated or given started. So if I will select I is equal to 1, that means it shows that the slack bus number is 1, and then after there will be an increment in bus count. That means 2, 3, 4, and so on. Or we can say up to n. Clear? So up to n number of network, the first number is given to the slack, and then after increment in 1, the rest of the bus number is given. Clear? Or in some book or in some theory, it is given as I is equal to 0 number to the slack bus. So for such case, We write over here, yes, slack bus. Slack bus. So, in such case, we have to start given the numbering of rest of the bus from bus number 1, 2, 3 and so on up to n. Clear? So there are two possibility, but generally we have considered I is equal to 1 as slack bus number or reference bus number, and then after 2, 3, 4 up to n are given to the rest of the buses into the network. So I hope you have clear up to step number 6. Let me repeat it again. Yes, just take an overview what we have studied. Starting from, yes, methods which are using for power flow analysis: Gauss method, GS method, NR method, decouple load flow method, fast decouple, super fast decouple. Okay, so among them we are going to study these basic two methods for power flow analysis. So the first one is GS method. As we know, our static load flow equation, that means the equation of P and Q, which we have derived in earlier lecture. So it is non-linear algebraic equation, and the solution of this type of equation is derived from or obtained from the iterative processes. So iterative process is calculated from this GS method, or GS method gives a better result for this iterative process. Clear? So, for in our case for power flow analysis, we are using this GS method. So, in GS method, we are considering case number 1, or we can say case A, where we have assumed that the PV buses are absent. So, we have seen earlier, we have classified the buses PV bus, PQ bus, and slack bus. So for this case, we just assume that there are no PV buses are present into the network, and for such case, we have calculated or write down this, written this computational procedure for the case where the PV buses are absent. So we are considering the network with only PQ and slack bus. Clear? So next, computational procedure or algorithm for GS method for power flow analysis. So, starting with step number 1, the first step is formulation of Y-bus matrix. So, using any of these two methods, you have to just formulate the Y-bus matrix, either singular method or non-singular method. Here, this is your first step. From the given network, you have to just formulate the Y-bus matrix. Second step is selection of slack bus. So given, generally it is given in your network. If it is not given, then you have to select the highest number of generator unit is connected on the bus. That bus is selected as a slack bus for your calculation for power flow analysis. So clear step number 2, selection of slack bus. Next step is flat start voltage. In this step, we have to assume the initial value of voltages at each bus. So we just need to assume the value of voltages at each bus except the slack bus voltage, because the voltage at slack bus is already given. If it is not given, then we can assume as 1 angle 0. But in general case, the voltage at the slack bus is already given to us. Clear? Now the step number 4, we have to set the convergence criteria. As I have said earlier that it is not required for our case where we have to just deal with small network. That means with a small number of bus network, three, we can say four or five bus network. So for such network, there is no requirement of setting of this convergence criteria. But in general, these convergence criteria, or we can say epsilon, decide that how long our process will take time, or we can say the where we need to stop this our iterative process. So for that we have this equation, and if it is satisfied, then we need to continue the iterative process. That means that mode of delta Vi k plus 1, which is equal to mode of Vi k plus 1 minus Vi k less than epsilon, till that we have to follow or continue the iterative method for power flow analysis. Clear? Next is step number 5. Now, step number 5 is set the iteration count. K is equal to 0. Here, in this algorithm, the value of K represents the iteration count. That means that means total number of iteration we have to apply for the solution of, or for the obtaining the value of voltages at each bus. Clear? So k is equal to 0 means first iteration, 1 means second iteration, 2 means third iteration, and so on. Clear? Now the sixth step number 6 is set the bus count. So there are two possibility of selection of bus count. Here in this algorithm, I shows the bus number. I shows bus number. So if I is equal to 1, generally I is equal to 1 is given as a slack bus number, and then after increment in 1, we have considered the number of other buses. That means 2, 3, 4 up to n. And in some book, it is given as I is equal to 0. So at such case, we have to consider the 1, 2, 3, 4 up to n as our rest of the buses. So I hope you have clear up to this.